ladies. Today we are going to talk about bridal alterations timelines. I'm going to give you the quick skinny and then I'm going to go in a little deeper. So first of all, you need to be finding your seamstress the minute you have decided on your dress, not when your dress comes in. And that might seem a little extreme, and a lot of old school seamstresses will still be telling you, and some bridal salons might still be telling you it's totally fine to wait. But we have a little big, giant little problem in our industry. There's just not enough of us. A lot of seamstresses are retiring and aging out. There is more weddings than there are seamstresses to handle weddings. Anywhere you go, pretty much in the whole country. The New York Times has written articles about this. You will find when you talk to seamstresses, they are almost all overworked because there are just so many wonderful, beautiful weddings, and pretty much every bride is going to need a seamstress for her wedding dress. So you need to book really early. And when I say really early, I actually book a year or more, sometimes even in advance. I will actually book with a bride even before she gets her dress. You are welcome to book a consultation with me and to reserve your date before you go dress shopping and have some private time to talk about the pros and cons of different kinds of dresses, what costs more, what costs less. There is a whole lot that can be talked about before you even go dress shopping to help you save money or get the closest we can to that perfect gown. It will also leave you with what you need to know before you go in on what can be and what can't be customized easily. I mean, if it's fabric and there's time, I can pretty much customize or make anything. It's just needle and thread and textiles. And honestly, I'm very confident in my skills, and there's very little I cannot make happen for you given enough time and materials and your willingness to pay for what it is that you need done, because sometimes things take a while and time is money. But what I want you to be thinking about as soon as you get engaged and you go, oh my God, I need to find my wedding dress. Then the next thing you need to know is after you find your bridal salon, you need to find your seamstress. Even if you call around and everybody says, oh, don't worry about it, just come in 4 months before the wedding, you've at least done your due diligence in your area and you have found what is correct and not correct. But when you're choosing your seamstress, you should be picking just like you do your other vendors, not just taking the first person that answered you back because they were on the bridal salon list. Actually talk with the seamstress, actually check her reviews and find out if you and her are compatible. We're going to be getting really up close and personal. You're going to talk to me about things that might be uncomfortable, and you might be doing, you need to have someone you can trust, someone that you feel the vibes with, right? So what we do is then we get you in really, really early to just talk. That's what I do. So I bring girls in even over a year in advance and we talk. If you have your dress, that's great, because then we can talk about your dress and we can see what's going on. But I don't do any sewing. I will bring you back in 3 to 4 months before your wedding for the normal timeline. That is the old school, typical normal timeline. But here's the big difference. Number one is you're armed with, assuming no weight has changed or you haven't changed your mind on anything, what everything's going to cost. So you have time to plan for your budget, because depending on what you're asking for or what needs done on your dress, sometimes it's a little bit beyond what you might have expected for your budget. And so you need to decide, is that something you're willing to pay for? Maybe you make some cuts and customizations. Maybe you do shop around for different seamstresses at different prices. We do have different prices for different skill levels and how we work. So it gives you that capability. Number two is it gives me the ability to know how many brides I can take for that month. I actually only take between 100 and 120 brides max a year. That is my whole calendar. Why? Because I need to spend time and energy on each and every bride. I want to give you that full attention. You are going to come here and you're going to feel like this is all for you. I'm all for you. I don't want you to feel rushed or hassled. And I can select how many brides I take much better without me working 18-hour days or actually sometimes, yes, 18-hour days to get the job done, because sometimes things take longer than we anticipate. So that timing, that's really important for me to give you the best service that you possibly can. And it's really important for you to know what things are going to do and what's expected of you. And the third great pro about coming in really, really early is you have time to ask about customizations. We have time to order custom fabrics or match fabrics, to order lace, to think about veils, to think about everything that needs the extras that you may not have thought about when you were at the bridal salon or you saw later on. So we don't run into issues where, oh my God, I have 2 weeks and now we have to find this fabric and we're just going with the best we can get rather than the best that could actually be had. Because the best I can get in 2 weeks is not going to be same as what I can do in give me a month or 2 months, because guess what? There's no place to purchase proper bridal fabrics and lace, or even if there is, it's very limited supply here in St. Louis, in the bi-state area. I'd have to drive up to Chicago, honestly, the nearest place. So I have to order things. And we all know that ordering things takes time. And sometimes, you think it's the right color and you order it in and that fabric's not the right color. And now we have to get a different one. All of these are problems that are easily solved with time. So I want you to be thinking about timing with your seamstress the exact same way you're thinking about it with all of your other vendors. Even though we seem to be like the vendor that's outside of the vendor sphere because we don't go to you on the day of your wedding. But isn't your dress one of the most important parts of your day? Aren't all of your photos going to be of you in your dress? I mean, we don't want to leave that as a side item. You spent the time and energy at your bridal salon. Let's continue that with your seamstress. So that was my sort of long rant about timing. And if you have any questions, please drop them in the comments below. I absolutely love to answer questions, regardless of you're coming to see me or you're going to see any other seamstress, regardless of where you're at in the country. I'm happy to answer how things work and about timelines and my suggestion on timelines for your wedding dress alterations and customizations.